guiding light is all I know. Through wood and steel, through fire and lace, I'm blessed to walk within your grace. Am fein is to a throig arcane. You laid the path before me, you guided every step. Raise the hammer, string the bow, her gift is all I need to know. Through toil and trial, through heart and hand, her grace builds up this mighty land. Is the grass the dead time it's sore, to find it empty, our cry is steer. By the grace of the goddess we are free, we'll build the land, our hearts within. From dawn till dusk, I work, I strive. With your blessing, I'll survive. The loom, the forge, the sword, the grain in your name, I rise again. Futsa and Nirt, Futsa and Chiel, got Bua, got Tolan, got Trio. In you lies strength, in you lies skill, each victory, each talent, each trial. Great, no skill too small. Your gifts, dear goddess, guide us all. Dank du sholas, mila truar. Ach, let your light fade our nights into force. Without your light, we have no guide. But with your hand, our place abide. String the bow, her gift is all I need to know. Through toil and trial, through heart and hand, her grace builds up this mighty land. Is the grass the dead time it's sore, to find it and tear, our greatest deed. By the grace of the goddess we are free, we'll build the land, our hearts within. To walk within your grace, blessed by her grace, forever, forever.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Pax Dei, Search for Steel. Today, we are going to go over how leadership philosophy and sociology help people, not only in every aspect of their life. But before we start, I'm going to prime the pump in the chat. We're going to ask, which leadership philosophy do you find most applicable in gaming in real life? So we'll go over a few. We have Wu Wei, Confucianism, the Socratic questioning, and Stoicism, among various others. Add which one you like. And as you can see, I'm out hunting, so we are about to grab the attention of this dire wolf down in the valley there. So let's see. So, we have some announcements. So we have new gameplay features and community events, right? So we have the Market Square Challenge. It's competitive. It has competitive incentives, of course. So it encourages the community interaction and economic strategy within the game. That's basic. So it ties into real world strategies where competition is drive engagement as well. Think about it. So let's see. Let me pull that up. I have to go to the website, the Discord website. These are all there. So the community news is where it is. And it says, so they're trying to get content creators on board. Obviously, not this channel with the 11 subscribers I have. Thank you, though. Thank you. However, from January 31st to February 7th, a selection of streamers will participate in the Market Square Challenge. What does that mean? So they could be a seasoned Pax Dei player or a newcomer. The streamers will explore the latest content update, Market Square, and face a series of in-game challenges ranging from simple to more demanding tasks. Their goal? To earn Twitch subscribers for their communities. And then they put a broadcast out. Should you be a content creator on Twitch yourself and want to take part as well, feel free to apply and join the campaign. So they give you the link to do that. Head over to Twitch, right? And they give you a little bit more Twitch TV directory category Pax Dei during the campaign to cheer on your favorite creators and support them while they complete as many challenges as possible. Some may even rely on your insights to succeed. Interesting tactic, and that's what it is. And then, of course, with Valentine's Day coming in, they did the season of love is nearly upon us. And we have something special in store for you to celebrate the occasion. Clan, family, and friends are at the heart of Pax Day. We ask you truly, without them, who would appreciate your castle the same way you do? Who would share the bounty of your hunt? And who will keep your company as you sweat on the smithy? So basically, they're saying declare your love. Feel especially mischievous. Why not your nemesis? So they go on. Submit short messages, 25 words maximum, in English. You can write an epic poem, write a prayer, a war cry, whatever strikes your fancy. And then they'll select the best of the quotes and compile them in a video for all to see on February 14th. You have until February 7th to do this. And of course, include your name and what you want to be known. You know, that's how you want to be known. At the end of the message, it should be shared. It's going to be shared publicly, so make sure you're okay with that. So, of course, no lewd, insulting, or degrading messages. This is all about celebrating what brings us together. This is part of the channel as well. Meaning, we promote that versus the negativity. So they look at the screenshots, submit that. So they made an announcement in community news. Now, one of the things they also did was they created a GeForce Now availability. So you'll be able to access Pax Dei through the GeForce Now. And I think they do the Epic Gaming Store as well. So, or they're going for it. They obviously have Steam, which brings us to the ouch of the week. So, as many of you may know, and that'll be the end of it. Well, actually, let me look at the patch notes. So let me go over the hot fixes real quick. So they fixed an issue with skill buffing miracles, where the skills could become permanently increased after relogging while the buff was active. I did not enjoy that. So, darn it. They fixed an issue that caused crafting skill XP gains to be calculated incorrectly when the skill was buffed with a mirror. Now, this one was a big one. I want to know what exactly they did, because when you have a mirror, a crafting mirror, and you start crafting, you craft at a level higher than what you actually are. My supposition is that you were supposed to receive the experience at your level, not at the gifted or graced level. And I think they fixed that, but there's no clarity on that hotfix. They also fixed an issue where icon colors were faded, making them more difficult to read. They also did some nice stone yields are now properly increased by the foraging blessing. They fixed a pure iron deposit that was not dropping pure ore using the prospector blessing, and they added extra functionality to drag the clock hand on the grace exchange. Also, Zebian cultists now guard their piles of loot more carefully. I've never seen their loot lying on the ground, but they're guarding it. All right, whatever. I think it's more role-playing, which means they probably attacked a little bit more readily. So that's the big news and the things that have happened. Now, as I'm going to kill this direwolf, the server went down for Steam. Well, why? Well, one of the reasons is because the server was trying to authenticate a key using certain API. Well, the fields in the API, some were not being received by the server, and the server basically said, well, that key's not valid. I'm not going to do anything about it. So the Pax Dei developers went in and looked at the API and said, oh, I see what happened. We weren't receiving the fields. So we got to come up with a strategy that will allow us to authenticate without all the fields being recognized. So they did, and it took them a while to do this. So two things came out of it for them. The first thing that came out of it was the developer team created basically a sniffing program. So they're looking at the API more actively, so they don't miss when there's changes occurring in the API. I knew it's gonna just say I brought some arrows, but there we go. I shouldn't miss it. So they did the sniffing program, and they're gonna check. They have a meeting to check, make sure the API didn't change, and then if it does and they don't catch it, they crafted code on the server to do a couple more things than they had. I got this. I don't need that. I don't need that. Only in this. And maybe sweet. I might get some sweet. But yeah, so that happened, and then it happened with what was the other one? There was another author. I want to say Epic, but it was either Epic or GeForce. Anyway, the newest one it happened with, so they were like, ah, crap. That one took a little less time to figure out on their side. Now, there's two sides to this. The API fields changed, so if you know coding, if the API fields are changing, then that does fall a little bit on Steam. I would almost say solely on Steam, but Steam should have communicated the changes in the API, or they shouldn't have touched the API at all. Why would you touch the API? It doesn't make sense. Well, it makes sense if you needed to do something, but you should always be communicating with your community that is using it, right? You don't want to tell your the people who are applying the API or not them and take their game down for a couple days. This was a good day. It was they found it. They didn't even find it quick, and that was one of the things they were even sore about. That in their messaging, they were like, "Yeah, we should have." It was a pain in the butt to find, and then when we found it, it took us a minute to fix it. So good on the developers. I'm going to give them high scores for it, and the communication. That was very useful for them to do, and I like where their mindset is on customer service. So definitely tell your players, because I don't know the breakout, but there's a lot of Steam players that really comes, and I bet you it's at least 25% of the Steam players. And I'm not going to rag on Steam, but announce your APIs every once in a while, especially if you're going to change them. Should be change notes, release notes to every user. In this case, it was a specific API for, I want to say, they didn't go into much detail, but I think it's from the anti-cheat feature, so honestly, they should have been better to on the ball. All right, so that's PAX Day news. I'm sure the players are playing tonight. Everybody's happy-go-lucky. I missed about a day's worth of chores. Yes, I'm going to say it, because I'm at the level right now where I'm hunting. And I'm hunting for suet and skins. Because, yeah. But like I said, strategy-wise in the game, on other episodes, you need to go ahead and I'm trying not to miss as much, so I'm biting my tongue. Yeah, you might as well work on your weapon skills at the same time you're hunting. So I brought some tools of the trade. As you can see, I brought the only two things I need to level up with: my mace and axes. So, and I'm wondering why my axe was in, I used it for a while, but it says it's level 1. But I did get, well, I have swords. Great swords is basically all but 40. My block is 40, my bows are 40. So I need to get my maces up to 40. Oh, this is a great axe. So I'll bring my great axe up to 40. And polearms is the my two-handed spear, which I'll be attacking bears with tonight. So I'll be working on a couple different weapons on high-value targets. So I think it'll work out as far as the strategy that I've been employing, leveling up. Remember, I want to be a quote a weapons master. By the time this gets version 1.0. Why? Because I want to see if I can do it. And to be a weapons master would be pretty cool in bragging rights, right? Of course, bragging rights is an MMO. What weapon can you use? Or as Master Chief says, give me a weapon. Right? So that'd be awesome. But anyway, but I can't say that unless I can use literally everything. Really? I'm using bronze arrows just to get them out of my inventory. There we go. Back it up. Down. we're going to be talking about leadership, both in Pax Dei and different philosophies of leadership. I'm very interested in ancient philosophies and philosophers. They figured out, as I was writing my papers for LinkedIn, and I highly advise you go over to my LinkedIn page. I do a few articles bringing in different philosophers and how to apply them to modern times. They figured out human behavior a long time ago. So, honestly, we try to change stuff sometimes, right? And sometimes we just don't use the philosophies, or we trip over the philosophies of the and it's like, why didn't you just do that in the first place? Right? Why don't we take a look at the psychological, sociological, and philosophical aspects of leadership and human nature? And on this channel, we always go over beliefs and culture are huge. For example, beliefs and culture in another country may or may not work in the United States because we have a different culture, right? Man, this thing's tough. I didn't think it was that tough. I don't. All right. Where are we? So one of the things I brought up earlier was the market, right? Market and Pax Dei. Well, I want to expand upon that a little bit more. We look at the markets, right? But how do we, in games, we seem to be very rich, right? I don't know if anybody's noticed that. If you're a good gamer, you're really rich. I might go into an entire podcast on this because it's important that we realize that the game world, the game world is not unlike the real world. So if you're making money in the game through markets and such, there might be a way of thinking about the game as a whole, as a real world. How should I say, a real world testing ground, right? I'm looking at my notes. I want to see where I want to go now. All right, let's go to the sociology. What creates a stable economy versus what destabilizes it? And this is important for everybody. Thinks, economists. That's who should know this information. We're all affected by the economy, so we should all have a knowledge of the economy, right? So Adam Smith had a lot of theories about free market capitalism, right? And Karl Marx had the market control. So there was the two sides of the coin, so to speak. You go with complete free markets or total control. And we know somewhere in the middle might be the better course of action for everybody. We know that by testing, science, studies, real-world applications. And one of the things that promotes that is human behavior, beliefs, customs, ethics, society. If you create a free market society, and this was true with the United States, we created a government because people aren't angels. If people were angels, we would need a government, but they're not. Same with the free market. The free market would operate and the free market's probably one of your better operating systems, in my opinion. I don't ascribe to a command and control economy. It stifles innovation and creativity. It may allot resources to different areas of the economy that simply do not need it. Free market seems to gravitate toward the needed and necessities, right? It's not a. There's so many different layers to this. I'm not going to go into all of them. But I think my point here is, if you think of Pax Dei right now, it is a complete free market. And why do I say it that way? The market doesn't have any controls whatsoever. This thing's gonna teleport over to me if I don't hit it again. There we go. I don't know why it can't come over here. I'm good with this. Still. These arrows don't do nothing. Bronze arrows. This is why I usually use wrought iron arrows. There we go. Alright. Yeah, it's wrought iron is like your midpoint. It's not steel tip. I was stuck for some. There we go. That was really odd. Okay. And my drinks are really going. This should last 20 minutes. It hasn't been 20 minutes yet. I'm kind of curious. Alright. Moving on. So when we look at markets in Pax Dei, we have a couple different ways to look at it. Right now, it's total free market. Meaning, I can sell an item for what I want to sell the item for. Somebody else can sell the same item with the same quality, right? All things are equal. And that's the other aspect to this game, in all games really, that I really wish they would be able to code for. They can, but it's expensive. For example, if I create something at moderate, I'm moderately good at creating something, the durability should be less as a whole than something I create at master, right? The durability should go up by like 25, 30%. That means I can use it longer than other people, right? So my product is worth, or should be, or could be worth. People would rather pay the price for the higher quality item because they could keep it for longer without having to purchase it again. And I think that is amazing. That would be an amazing concept to a game. But there's a lot of code behind that. I'm not going to say there isn't, right? That would be wrong of me to say, oh, it's easy to do. It's not easy to do. There's a lot of code. You would have to create a variable for every rank of that you have. So hard, very hard, moderate, easy, very easy, trivial, and master. So you'd have to craft a variable for each one of those for durability, each one of those for maybe even health, or the actual, what do we call that? Durability, lifetime, right? So durability and lifetime would go up, so you'd have double the variables. Quadruple the variables, right? Or even more than that. But I think you get what I'm saying with the system. Developers could do it, but it would take a long time, and it would definitely make the game more complex. I still think it would be cool. I am 100% behind the idea that we should be doing it.
There we go. All right, let's see. What else did I want to go over? Well, now we're going to get into the meat of the conversation. Once I concentrate. Oh, I waited too long. Yeah, I had the right distance. I just, I don't know why some of my friends do not like the bow. I can't. I wouldn't know what to do in this game without the bow. I love the bow. I love the way they did the bow. Don't change it. That would suck if they changed it. Because right now, it is fantastic. God, these ores, they do so much damage. I was going for 3. I could use my, trying to do a quick change out of my weapon so I could put an arrow down on them. But yeah, that didn't work out. Try to be. Alright. Alright, so let's go into new leaders. So Shun in China believe that there is the virtue of listening in leadership. So listening to subordinates rather than issuing strict commands fosters trust and efficiency. We expanded upon that. Like I said, in modern times, we have these concepts, but they've been around for a long time. It's not like it's a. I didn't think that. I didn't think that was just enough. How many people, go to leadership seminars that say, well, you should be listening, active listening. Remember those? Active listening. Let me see. Hammurabi in Mesopotamia, one of the first rulers to codify laws for structured leadership, right? Stability through written rules and clear expectations. That's again, we don't say it as Hammurabi's laws, but our studies and our documentation and people who really craft and research leadership, they're like, yeah, you need to be clear in what you want. Be concise, be clear. Well, you don't have to be so concise, but you do have to be clear on your intent and your deliverable, right? And Hammurabi, I mean, he said that a long time. Be clear in your expectations. You'll also get consistency as well, and that's important. I think all of us can agree that it's very, very important. Consistency. I'm not gonna hit him. There we go. Oh, did I only? No, I pulled both. I actually got another level on my mace, which is great. Wow, I didn't time it, so there we go. Wow. I love the music though. Yeah, I will never get tired of the music. It's a war. Of course, yeah, wars are pretty tough. So can't believe I just arbitrarily throwing stuff on the ground. All right, here we go. There we go. So, yeah, like I can't stress this enough. The philosophers of old have really studied behavior. Um, Not like classic research or anything, but just by sheer observation. They needed to understand human behavior because of the need back in ancient times, right? One false move and you could lose it all. You could lose the entire village. Whether that was starvation, through poor diplomacy, through poor command, right? Through poor innovation. We built heaters. Heaters, my friend. Colder environments, right? Innovation. Something that anyway. These seem vast to know. I don't believe it's 20 minutes. Craziness. So next time I should eat, that stew should be almost 25 minutes from the current time. These are pretty fertile hunting grounds in Gale. And I'm surprised more people don't come over this way. Well, at least from Gale. This is the Wild West, technically. Not exactly the a low-level area, but it's not a very high level either. So if you are playing the game, you shouldn't be too afraid to come over. I'm in leather. I'm in leather, so maybe I'll do a trial and I'll just wear a cloth one time. And I'll fight bears and stuff. Bears, boars, whatever. Whatever comes at me. Come at me, bro. Alright, so let's go across philosophies, right? Across cultures. So Confucian harmony versus Machiavellian strategy. So we have East versus West on that one. Different times, though. Confucius and Machiavelli were centuries. Well, yeah, centuries apart. But let's look at them. Which one would work better in modern organizations? Well, if you're talking Machiavellian strategy, it's ruthless to a lot of people or the culture. So it really depends where you're located to try to use Machiavellian strategies. I highly advise reading Prince, and you will see exactly what I mean. He called it as it is in reality, right? Or I shouldn't say in reality. At the time, he was very I wouldn't say logical either. It was almost brutal. The Confucian harmony was a little bit better because in today's society, at least in the companies that we have today, because you're crafting harmony between two people. So let me go into detail on this because it's very important. It's basically the balance between moral integrity, the Confucian harmony, and pragmatic decision making. That's a, yeah. I looked at my notes. That's a great way of putting Machiavellian strategy. A pragmatic. Did I say pragmatic decision making? That's about it. So basically, very almost utilitarian, pragmatic. I would. I I want your opinion on that. So if you have an opinion on how to look at Machiavelli, I want to say it's more utilitarian, but I should do more research. And now my interest is piqued, so I will be doing more research into this question because I didn't do as much research as I should have, but it piqued my interest, and I didn't want to do an entire show on just these two. Although it might, let me think about that because it actually might yield or deserve. Might be deserving of actually creating a show to go into to Machiavelli or Confucian harmony as a whole, not both. Like two different shows. Excuse me. I will have to take a non-sponsored Zevia break. Zevia is a sugar-free, zero-calorie soda that uses stevia, a plant that is thousands of times sweeter than sugarcane, and just as good. It tastes sweet. It tastes like sugar. It does in the proper dosage. Not a sponsored spot, but it is really good. Ever since my health took a turn, I cut sugar completely out for the most part. I did. I was able to eat some sugar over the holidays. My wife baked me some absolutely fantastic peanut butter kiss cookies. Holy crap! You did 40 to me. You. Ah. I'm gonna shield bash him. Where'd I go? I did not see him. Like he came out of nowhere. I want it. Yeah, I'll take it. I don't think it. Oh well, I'll have enough for leather, but I'll drop it here if I so choose. One of the best parts about the game and leadership is you make choices based off of the situation, the changing situation out in the field. Do you have a plan? Yes, I want to get leather. All leather. All animal skins. That's it. That's all I'm going to pick up. And then out in the field, you're like, yeah, maybe this just as much, if not more. I knew I wasn't going to get him, but can you imagine? I would probably try to clip that. There's the first bear. Alright. So, yeah, Zevia. It's good. It's a good soda. Ask your grocer about it if they don't carry it. I think they've been getting more and more popular because of the zero sugar. But it's not a. I want to mention this because it's important. It's not a faux sugar. It's an actual plant, which, like sugarcane, really. I don't think I'll need those branches. I'll get them later. You can craft arrows out of them, but for now they're going to be taking up room, so I don't care to. There we go. Alright. We are going for bear. Bar. Alright. Let's go on to the next topic. Shall we? So, which leadership strategy has helped you handle challenges in gaming or real life? Now, which leadership strategy? There's so many. So I'll leave it up to you. Throw them in the chat. Let me know what you think. I use leadership strategies are basically, to me, they're basically it's a toolbox, right? There we go. Come on. There we go. It's weird how you have to concentrate a little bit on your combat. I don't know why. But I have to concentrate or I'm gonna get hit. I don't know why. I think one of the challenges I'm going to challenge myself with is try to take out a bear with 100 hit points. You make three mistakes, maybe? 3 mistakes is all it takes to die with a bear. In leather. Of course, the armor matters. Since I'm trying to level up things, I'm not using my big attack. Because I have to get this thing up to level 40, and I'm not there yet. That's a good view. Ah, I didn't think I was that close to him. Okay. Oh, no. I gotta pick that back up. That I will carry back. Bear is valuable. The actual carcass is very valuable. There's another one down there too. Where are we? Philosophy and culture. Let's dive deep into ancient philosophies. So let's look at Seneca of Rome. Does everybody know Seneca? Have you heard of them? They're very, I haven't studied since, maybe high school? Maybe college. I thought I looked at Seneca. But yeah, let me, I'm not going to credentialize him because he is a known philosopher. I highly recommend going to do some research on Seneca. You don't have to agree with everything he says, but we're going to take a look at some of the things he says that might work out to our benefit or our leadership in Pax Dei or in our life or at work, right? And that's what this channel is about. That and enjoying the sights and sounds of battling bears. Mostly. At least tonight. Or going to get resources. Or gold. After this, we might go get some gold. Bears are really a valuable resource. You gotta fight them when you can. And I gotta check out something real quick because I want to be able to use the weapon that would be most beneficial. So yeah, polearm. I need 216 more swings, and I'll be good to go. All right. Let's talk about Seneca. He's from Rome. He did practicing stoic detachment helps in stress management and burnout prevention. Stoic detachment. Look it up. It's awesome. And then Swansea, in China, how the idea of letting things flow can help with mental clarity and decision making. We went over Wu Wei, and this is a I think a later teaching of it, if I remember right. And then Halil the Elder in the Middle East. If I am not for myself, who will be? If I am only for myself, what am I? So you balance your self-interest in altruism in leadership. It makes sense, right? A lot of these times, things we don't think about, and we don't think about it because sometimes we have natural leadership abilities, and it just becomes natural, right? And what is natural leadership? Well, sometimes it just feels right? Your culture and belief system align to a point where your gut instinct works. All right. Here. There's Anne there. Even NPCs do different names. They don't put down as easy, and they don't drop as much good stuff, I should say. Oh, I know where. Oh, okay. I know where. There's a bear right there, and there's also. Let's get the first. That didn't work out. There. Trying to time it, and I failed miserably. I am blocking, so it helps. Look at my mace and see how long it's going to take me to build this thing. Alright. That. Alright. I got plenty of for this as well. So, Halil the Elder, it makes sense. You have to take care of yourself first. But if you're only for taking care of yourself, then you have to think, what are you, right? What have you become? So in the workplace, Plato did the philosopher king, right? So there's another philosopher that we could look to in order to craft our opinions, right? I'm gonna have to take out all three of those guys if I want that bear. Let's see, these guys are arrows. I might be able to do it. Let's see what I can do. I knew it. I did it to myself. He's doing that combo with 3. That combo with 3 is what threw me so many times. I can get that without me thinking about it. Alright. More importantly, I got gold. Alright, so I took him out pretty easily. Let me wait for some hit points to come back. He hit me 3 times and really good. All right, where are we? It goes. I'm looking at my notes. Now, Wu Wei, the effortless action. How does that compare to high intensity leadership styles in PvP gaming? Well, if you're going with the flow like I'm doing now, I'm going after some guys, right? Just going with the flow because I want that bear. I mean, that's really. There how do you get to me? That's so annoying. Get me. Whoa. Why did my block go off? Oh, that's so annoying. That's alright. Wu Wei, right? I'm not too far away. So I should be. Oh, going the wrong way. Oh, just how did he get me? That's really annoying. Alright, anyway. We saw it here first. As I was explaining Wu Wei, the effortless action. I was not timing my attacks right, so it was completely my fault. I will admit that. Zoom in. This will take me forever to get to my body. I can avoid most things, so that's good. This is not a dangerous trip back. It's just a long road. And I'll just get my stuff. I can be close to everybody. So I don't have to pull my body. So annoying. That's alright. I don't need that. So we'll go around. And there are strategies where I would have taken them, but armor does make a big difference in this game. Notice that my... Oh, really? I thought I corrected for it, but I guess I didn't. We'll go this way. What I want to do is take the map. That'll take me back into. Yeah, let's get back into the forest. So companies that apply philosophical leadership models. What does that look like? Yeah, one of them. Made the other one run though, so he's a really good strat. There it is. Right now. Basically, the whole point about being over here is to hunt. It's not about getting gold, so. Now I'm getting back into the rhythm. This, I think, is... We got plenty of. I think I'm into my good arrows because I'm doing a lot more damage. And I forgot to check. Always check. Combat skill, space. 221. Okay. So I got a lot of growing to do with the mace before I become a true weapon master. I don't know if I'm in Stonelands or not. Technically. Yeah, I'm in Stonelands. So be on the lookout for lemongrass. I will pick that up in a heartbeat. There's time. Where's the lemongrass? There's blackberries. You know what? I'm gonna pick up some blackberries. Because I do need them. Now seeing I'm in forging mode. Ooh-way. I didn't realize there was some iron over this one. Where am I? I'm at the very beginning of stone. I wonder if I go into you I want to stay in the wildlands. You laid won't give me near the amount of drops that the wildlands will. It's not as tough, which is good because I did die tonight because I was stupid. That's all right. Learn from your mistakes. Celebrate them. How the lag killed me because I was too impatient and swinging wildly. And that's what happens. We were talking about somebody though. Oh, companies that apply philosophical management or leadership models. Google has mindfulness programs, which are more Zen influenced. If my research is right, I don't work for Google, but if anybody does, that's the that would be the what my take is on some of what I've been reading in the press, right? Like I said, I don't work in any of these companies, so best I could do is research, and I know how, and I think everybody here knows how you could easily misunderstand how things actually work in companies. It's a black bear, not a gray bear, huh? It looks like a gray bear, but has the title of black bear. Interesting. I'm doing a different tactic. I mean, I've already died once, so the tactic is still backing up, but I'm trying to see if I don't go around them like this. I kind of like going around because I can see the movements a little bit better. You have to be a little bit more in tune when you're directly in front of them. There we go. And I get a lot of good leather from them, so that's fine. What is going on with my inventory? Looks like I'm much more full than I need to be. Okay. still looking for lemongrass, and it's hard to see. That's why I'm walking. Yes, it's boring, but lemongrass is really nice for cooking because you can do hero sausage with it, and hero sausage is very good for you. And until I find a really good spot, there's lemongrass all over the place. I am not eating my hero sausage unless I go all the way down to the old west to eat it. But there's no real way to find the lemongrass. Meaning, there's no. It doesn't grow under trees. It doesn't grow, across the, near rivers in the stoneland. So there's no consistency on that part of it. Oh, you know what? I didn't. Son of a gun. I didn't. Well, golly gee willikers. Grace is a good thing when you're gathering, and I didn't do it. So let's get more. And I don't have to show this again. Yeah. Okay. So I have 10 because I logged on today. So I need 30 more at least. And it cost me 35. Yeah, let's do it. Because I can double up on this. And when I do the grace, I can do gathering. And then I can do foraging, right? Forage yield. In case I do come across the grass. And then I can do hunting. There we go. I'll do it a little bit faster because I am on a timer. You gotta find a way over here though, because there's a lot of ore here, really close to each other, and I didn't know about this. Interesting. Where are all the animals there? Oh, they're there. Wow. See how I backed up? Man. Getting attacked behind the back with that other board. And it looks like I was up against a rock too. So again, strategy tonight is just awful. See, I got some animal hides from the blessing. So that's really good to have the blessing when you're gathering. And I totally forgot to do that, so that's my bad. And for 35 gold, that'll take a session of me just going to the Inquisitors and ending their lives. So I might do that the next time we see each other, which will be tomorrow. And I'm looking for really dark colored grass really fast. Yeah, good luck. Lemongrass is... Ah, cool. That blackberry though. And what is that? Oh, that's 2 dire wolves. Yeah, that would have been bad. I still need to do it, but I want to plan for it, right? I don't know if you lose your blessings after you've done. That'd be interesting. There's just nothing over this way. Now I'm heading back to the forest. Good to know. Trying to think how I'm gonna get here. This is where I am right now. This is where I live. So it's really straight across. I can get to this island, sure. This is really deadly areas. This for sure. I'll think about it. Gotta be come back, right? Alright, so Google has the Zen type, which is kind of cool. It keeps people calm, you know, and there he is. That took a minute to find. I don't really need the rough, but I'm getting it from the blessing, but okay. Alright. I'm not complaining, but dropping it. There's 3 deer in a row. Pretty cool. Yeah, I remember this road. Did I pass somebody? Somebody near me? No? Ah, there you are. I thought I let him go too far there. Not at all. Not at all. Toyota does respect for people and principle. That's Confucianism, right? That's kind of cool. I don't know if it's the dominant leadership style. To me, like I said, there's tools in your toolbox. An overarching leadership style just doesn't seem smart. It just doesn't. I guess consistency-wise, you want to favor the ones that are associated with each other more. But for the most part, I don't see just picking one and sticking with it. And that's just me. Let's see what else do we got. Amazon leadership principles are the Stoic resilience, Stoicism. Interesting choice. And then we have which ancient philosophy aligns best with you and how you approach leadership, or best with how you approach it. So let me put that to the into the chat. Let's see. We got digital communities and psychological safety. So why do some gaming plans succeed while others fall apart? Oh, there's a lot to it, right? Wave. That was Gaelic. Hopefully he wasn't hunting. There's more wolves and bears in here. The wolves and bears actually have the better skins. He's in full plate. I just can't get into the role playing aspect. I mean, are you going off the water in full plate or what's going on? I hear them. I think this is where the 2 direwolves are. Yeah, that's right. This is a good place to fight all of them, one at a time. There. And so clans succeed by leadership. They fail by leadership. Absolutely. How you lead in Pax Dei, especially with people who are invested in having fun, right? They want to role play. They want to have fun. They don't want to have to work at it, right? And if you make a game work, you will lose your entire clan. A lot of times people are like, don't worry about it. Do what you want, and then we'll have clan, get-togethers, right? And that's the way to plan it. Really? I think especially in Pax Dei, you want the ability for people to just have fun. Yeah, I could have did 3 to him. My base is like, dude, that's bit of a word. Next is a bear. Wow. Now, I think useless stuff. Stuff I'm not going to carry back. Because I don't need to. It's not. See that? We need room all together now. And then there's a bear right there. I totally do this. And I waited too long. Jeez. Behind a tree. I'm gonna bear behind a tree. There we go. He's a gray bear. Just for expedience sake, I might hit him with the big booming hit. That he chooses me over the meat that's sitting right in front of him. This is why bears don't survive. You got a big hitbox, by the way, so developers really need to make that a little bit smaller. And I didn't eat again. There we go. Bears take forever. Alright, so back to it. I dropped what I needed. So I'm not paying attention, maybe? I don't know. Fiber. Okay. One more bear down there. So, Amy Edmondson's research on psychological safety, teams that foster trust and honest communication outperform those who focus solely on results. I can see that. I think many of us can see that. I mean, trust and honest communication. If somebody's not honest with me, I'm not going to be happy. And I'm not going to give them what they need the next time because it just or honest with everybody else, right? If I'm doing a project and I want, if somebody gives me credit for what I've done, I'm more appreciative. I'll go 110% out for them. If somebody takes credit for my work, I probably will bow out the next time they ask me for something, because I have another job. So I'm sitting there going, I can help my teammate, or I can, do my own job and get credit for doing my own job. So, yeah, trust and communication, big for teams. Wow, this area's tough. Reckless attack gives me an extra attack on them. It's actually pretty cool. All right. Let's see what else we got. How digital impacts real world behavior. So if you're you have the online disinhibition effect. Why do people act differently online than they do in real life, right? And how MMOs help people develop leadership and negotiation skills. So there's two competing aspects to that. So one reason why people act differently online is because they are playing a game, right? They feel, especially in an RPG, right? They want to have fun. They want to be someone else for a short period of time. You can't carry that on for your entire life. I'm gonna run over here so I can take them over here. Come on. There you go. And this is a gray bear. So it's gonna take more hits to kill it. So the disinhibition effect is the fact that I'm trying to. Well, you can't act. Well, you don't want to act the same you do in your real life. You want to foster a different persona. You want to escape reality. That's the disinhibition effect, in my opinion. I probably could look that up, and I probably will. That's a whole nother episode, right? Why do people do that? I just realized where my hit points were because I didn't eat. That's all right. The spear has such a distance to it. It's so nice. There we go. Let's see. Maybe I'll do another whole episode on that. It's really important. And I wrote a whole paper on MMORPGs helping people develop their leadership and negotiation skills. Go to LinkedIn and check out that article. It went in pretty in depth. Didn't get as much of a reception as my traditional articles. I think that's partly because of when I actually posted it, which was I think around Christmas or just after Christmas, and that I call it the lull gap. Why is it a lull gap? Is it because between Christmas and New Year's nothing gets done? But people, I would have thought more people would be interested in that type of article, but I was mistaken. I should take a look at it and see how many. I don't follow up on articles too often, right? I'm not obsessed with them. Why? Because I would rather see, hey, 100 people like this article. Okay, maybe I'll write a follow up on that article. Maybe they're, hopefully somebody commented and they have questions, right? Those are the types of things I look out for. I knew that. I heard that bear. Where can I take him? Maybe over there. Would be interesting. Right here should do. Oh, I didn't eat again. My fault. I think the timers are off though, because there's no way it's been 20 minutes. Not a lot of room to fight this bear in here. This is where you got to be very careful on your fighting ability and your fighting area. When he paws at me, I move a little bit more erratically than when he comes at me with his head. See, he boxed me into that dome, which is not good. If you can't move with a bear, you're gonna have to have a lot of hit points and a good armor. I'm really greedy right now. I want to be able to hit him with my spear several hundred times because I really want to level this thing up. And gray bears are actually really good for this weapon type at this weapon damage. There we go. Done. Alright. Where am I? Where am I? Oh, there's the tree. Okay. Maybe? I had get him on the second shot, but I thought I did the first shot, even though I couldn't see him. Yeah, I know. I got you. I am like that. Alright, where are we? So in personal life, you have introverts can build social skills through digital communities. Why? They don't have to go out. They don't have the anxiety of being in front of people. They can literally turn off the device if they feel really uncomfortable. And honestly, that's not a bad thing. I think that's one advantage the working from home had for the introverts is they didn't have to deal with stupidity as much. Wow, see how much he leaked? I'll hit you. Remember, don't back up too far from the doggies, because if you back up too far, they'll actually come up and charge your shield. They nerfed anything. I thought I was doing more damage with my mace. There we go. Like I said, the only reason I go after those is because they give you a lot of the skins that we want, that I'm out here trying to hunt. Let's get down this way. I don't need to go across there just yet. Those are the things I can hunt while I'm here. There we go. Alright, let's see. So if you had to choose what the biggest advantage of a digital community is, what would you say? Friendship, learning, networking, stress relief? For me, it's probably stress relief. I did that to myself. Man, that X is doing 16. Jeez. That's crazy amounts of damage. And of course, what didn't I do? Everybody, I didn't eat. I'm not gonna waste a potion to get my hit points up. Not that I can't make a potion very easily. It's just annoying that I had to take a potion. Because I forgot to eat. Alright. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments section, definitely. And then I can get to them throughout the day. Or questions. Remember, all these topics I breezed over tonight because they're just to make you aware. I knew I should have made. Anyway, I breezed over tonight. I did that for a couple reasons. One, each really deserve their own episode, or at least a deep dive into a half an episode at a minimum, right? So that's a big deal to me, is the deep diving into the episodes. There we go. Let's do it. I took 22? The problem with two-handed weapons is they take a long on the swing, but each hit I'm taking damage on. It's a little bit of damage, but it's still damage. And if you notice, the axe is taking so much damage that I have to let's take that. I only need 60 back, right? Get rid of these. How do I get strawberries? You need strawberries. I know what you're thinking. Who doesn't need strawberries? I won't point to myself. This guy needs strawberries. Not in this game. I'm past that. The need for the cooking that calls for strawberries. Maybe later on in the game, maybe not. Which brings us to another question. Leave in the comments what you want to talk about next. Tomorrow's my next episode. I'll think through the day. I did put out a video, and that video just happens to be really cool. It's called Groove Through Life. It's and my last video did really well. Thank you for those who enjoyed the video. If you're listening to the podcast as well, that was called Murmurs of Desire. The video was really hard to make because I needed to make it safe for work. It is very risque, but it sounds really cool. So I enjoyed it a lot. This one's a little bit more funky. It's got a groove to it. And it was a little bit harder because there's a lot of dancing in it. So a lot harder to make the video from AI. I use 3 AIs, by the way. I use Sora. Well, 4 technically. I use Sora when I have the credits. I use Kling AI, I use Pika 2.1, and I use Runway ML. And then Suno AI for the music itself, and I use MuseNet for the lyrics. Plus, I modify the lyrics, so I don't take the lyrics as a whole. That doggy. Are you attacking or what? There we go. Get back in the rhythm so you can die faster. More swings does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop? Masons, 92. 92 more swings. Okay. Yeah, I don't think anybody saw that on the stream. Yeah, I saw it. Badger. We don't stinking badgers. All right, that was history part one. Very good movie. Funny. Probably not for the sensitive of today, but very funny. Very funny movie. Very, very classic humor. What else have I been up to? Yeah, those are the big ones. I did have a joke one called what did I call the thing? In defense of lazy. Gotta be another deer run or something. I think I can squeeze by here and get these things. Ah, crap. Really? This is gonna hurt. Really? How do you get past my freaking shield? Look at that. I moved into it. Really? All this for a deer. I'm mesmerized, didn't even go off. How's my... You know what? It is. Alright, now I can run. I almost died on that. Got some gold, though. Got some gold. That's important. Alright, let's see. You got two bears coming up. So, let's see. What else is going on with stuff? So, what did we talk about tonight? Well, we talked a little bit about adaptive leadership, right? We talked about how they can echo ancient wisdom, right? There's also Sun Tzu and Lao Tzu. You have the philosophy and culture, where ancient texts on resilience, duty, trust, they remain relevant today. So I highly advise going out researching these on your own, but I'll be doing full episodes in some of these. And then let's see the sociology part of it. When you have strong digital communities that reflect the same tribal and social behaviors seen in ancient civilizations, you tend to get a little bit more meaning and practice in those very useful leadership styles. And you could tell me that, oh, well, I don't play for being a leader. Well, okay. But you have to play with people. So you get that negotiation skills, you get how to interact with people, how to communicate with people, what your wants and needs are. These are all important, right? Because other people will surround you for the rest of your life. Unfortunately, all of us have to go to work, right? And it's painful for some of us. But you know what? Everybody's there to complete a task. You don't have to be. You can use these and what you learn online in order to achieve those tasks, right? So keep those in mind as well, because a lot of people discount games as just simply dumb or at least strategic, right? Yeah, there we go. You know, on MMORPGs like this or Elder Ring or, you know, Conan, I think, had an MMORPG. There's a lot to these games, and there's a lot of interaction and just a ton of useful social and philosophical, even. Learning. That's the word I was waiting for. Wow. I don't think it's my mouse. I think it's the game. Every time I back up, or not every time, but sometimes I back up, I turn my back to the enemy, and once you turn your back to the enemy, obviously you're not blocking anything with that, right? So you should be able to retreat and defend at the same time, which that's what I'm essentially doing. Finally. I didn't realize this was a graver. And that loud sound. Oh. I can't believe I didn't get hit by it. Maybe it's going to be a delayed one. I went in way early on that. Funny, I used to run from bears all the time. And then I was like, how can I fight these things? They have to have some method of fighting because you get meat from them and you need the meat. Do you need people to help you fight bears? It didn't make sense to me, right? I'll pick that up in a minute. Actually, that worked out because I put it right in. Awesome. What else do I have for you tonight? Well, let's go with closing remarks. We'll end it tonight, and we'll pick it up tomorrow night. So the wisdom of the past is not outdated. It's simply waiting for us to rediscover and apply to the challenges of today. You'll find that many of the ancient wisdoms are already incorporated with what we are doing today. So I might do the psychology of decision making and how your mind plays tricks on you. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. But subscribe, like, and continue the discussion in the comments. Share the show with your friends. And check out my other videos. I think you'll enjoy them. With all that said, I'm going to leave you with the outro. And for a little bit more information, the intro and outro are both Suno AI, my collaboration with the lyrics. The intro is for the Grace edition. A few days ago, I wrote it about a week ago, I think, when Grace came out. And of course, with the outro has been around for a while, but it's so relevant and so cool. I hope you enjoy. But until tomorrow, be kind to each other, and be good, and be safe.
With every step, a lesson learned. From fire's heat to the fields I've turned. The blade and bow, the forge and flame. I sharpen my skills, I play the game. Each day brings a challenge I must face. I train my hands with careful grace. From alchemy's art to the hunter's way, I'll find the strength to seize the day. I carve my path, I walk the line, in the shadow of the ancient sign. I'm ready to fight, to learn to dance. For every strike and every fall, I'm building my strength, I'm standing tall. In the heart of the wild and the calm of the night, I gather my skills, I'm ready to fight. From the herbs I find to the iron I mold, each lesson learned is a story told. The stars above, they guide my hand. As I hone my craft, I take my stand. In the quiet woods, in the mountains chill, I push myself, I shape my will. With each new tool and every lore, I'm stronger now than I was before. I carve my path, I walk the line, in the shadow of the ancient sign. Through trial and toil, I'll find my way, learning more with each passing day. The skill of survival, the will to thrive, in a world where the strong survive. I'll face the night, I'll take the chance. I'm ready to fight, to learn to dance. For every strike and every fall, I'm building my strength, I'm standing tall. In the heart of the wild and the calm of the night, I gather my skills, I'm ready to fight. The road is long, but I won't turn back. The lessons I learned keep me on track. With each new skill, the stronger I grow. In the face of the storm, I let my courage show. I've tasted defeat, I felt the sting, but I rise again with each new spring. For knowledge is power, and wisdom the key. I'm forging my path, I'm breaking free. The skill of survival, the will to thrive, in a world where the strong survive. I'll face the night, I'll take the chance. I'm ready to fight, to learn to dance. For every strike and every fall, I'm building my strength, I'm standing tall. In the heart of the wild and the calm of the night, I gather my skills, I'm ready to fight.